Alrighty, guys, give me a thumbs up in chat if you guys can hear me okay. Go ahead and get started here. I got a few things to discuss with you all. I'm sure this is going on here. Test 1, 2. Perfect. Thanks, Kevin. All right. Welcome to Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network as well as Indiana Storm Network. This is our regional account here. So we have a few things to discuss with you all about the upcoming week. We're going to have an active week in general in terms of storms as well as potential severe weather. Go ahead and start off with tomorrow because there's really no threat today. So starting with tomorrow, your outlook here per SPC for the Monday timeframe here does have a large marginal risk of severe weather that extends from Wisconsin all the way down through Illinois into most of Indiana, all the way through southwestern Ohio, so like the Dayton, Cincinnati area. That's going to be a level 1 out of a scale of 5. So it's the lowest we can have, although I would expect this to be upgraded here for portions of Illinois and Indiana at the very least by the time we get into tomorrow morning. And then as we get into the exact hazards here, damaging winds is going to be the primary concern here, as well as large hail. Those will be kind of like a dual threat here, although we cannot rule out a tornado or two possible across the region. I do think the main concern here will be damaging winds in the form of complexes of storms, squall lines, bow echoes, a very classic summertime system here. Now, there is a lot of uncertainty in regards to tomorrow, as there really is with any type of summertime system. The models are kind of all over the place. Starting with the NAM3 model. Now, this is probably one of the most accurate models I'm thinking is going to be depicting this quite well. We are going to see a complex of storms somewhere either across Illinois, southern Wisconsin, or in this case, probably going to be northwestern Indiana area. We're going to see this complex here take shape by the time we get toward that 6-7 p.m. time frame tomorrow afternoon. Now, this is going to be the main focus as those storms will congeal, or they should congeal into a line segment of storms, and then they're going to push outward, and that's what's going to cause our damaging wind threat. We could also get some spin-up tornadoes along the leading edge of that, and also some large hail within the cores of those storms. The main question, though, continues to be where exactly these storms will fire up, as this model says right around north central Illinois, as well as north central Indiana. It'll push southeastward here into the evening hours into Tuesday morning. The other model we use, the HRRR, doesn't really have too much of anything concerning at this point in time. As we look at this for an example, as we get into Monday here, here's Monday afternoon. We're seeing some pop-up cells across the state of Michigan, Indiana, parts of Wisconsin as well. Those shouldn't be too much of a concern. But notice how the line of storms forms well off to the south here, almost just south of Indianapolis here. And then that pushes southward into the Kentucky, perhaps southwestern Ohio as well. So the overall thing I'm trying to communicate here to you guys is there is quite a bit of uncertainty here within this forecast. So it's definitely not a lock by any means, but it does bear close watching here as the environment is really conducive to severe weather tomorrow, as we can kind of overlay that and communicate that with our overlap of wind shear with instability. It's called supercell composite. Basically, the brighter the colors are, the better the atmosphere is for severe weather. And there's your atmosphere tomorrow across Illinois and parts of Indiana. Any storm that goes up in that environment would be capable of severe weather. I know a lot of you guys are watching here from Michigan or perhaps Ohio. You guys tomorrow, as well as probably most of Wisconsin, will be pretty much out of the severe threat in general. I wouldn't rule out a rogue severe storm somewhere across the region outside of the risk area. But overall, organized severe weather should not become a concern for Michigan and most of Ohio, unless, like I said, exception there in far southwest toward Dayton and Cincinnati areas. The CSU learning model is not out for tomorrow. For some reason, it did not refresh today, but we will go over that for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Speaking of the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday timeframes, we do have repeating severe risks for pretty much the exact same area here for Tuesday. Again, portions of southwestern Wisconsin, most all of Illinois and Indiana, as well as southwestern Ohio there. Same exact story repeats itself on Tuesday, perhaps here. Damaging wind should be the primary concern. Bow echo, storm complexes, and then also would not rule out some large hail and perhaps some weaker tornadoes there spinning up if complexes can get going. But I think the main concern here for anybody outside of Indiana or Illinois, for like Michigan, Ohio, is going to start mainly on Wednesday and Thursday's time frame here. Although I will say you guys over there in far northern Ohio, most of Michigan and northern Wisconsin does escape the majority of this pattern here. But just kind of looking at the overlap of wind shear with instability here for you guys up there in Michigan as well as Ohio, we're going to be looking at mainly the Wednesday time frame here. There's Wednesday on the GFS model. Now, the GFS model is a little bit further north than most models here, so we're going to kind of watch that. But Wednesday and especially Thursday, I'd be watching for you guys up in Wisconsin, Michigan into Ohio for anything that could be strong or severe that's organized. So watch that time frame Wednesday, and especially I think on Thursday has a little bit better chance here. Here's Thursday. We see that environment there pretty much stays around the Michigan, Wisconsin, but this time it does push into Illinois, Indiana as well. Comparing the GFS model here, going back to the Wednesday time frame, we see, take a peek at that. We see most of it here in Wisconsin, Michigan, northern Indiana. Now, if we compare that to the NAM model, we're going to see the NAM model is much further south than what the GFS is showing. So it's a very common problem here in summertime where we're going to see these environments don't really always line up together. They're going to shift. They're going to bounce around. That's normal. Our confidence is low, but the overall synopsis here is that the active period of weather here between starting tomorrow, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, perhaps Friday as well, but those 4 days to start the week off are going to be the ones to watch for the region. But again, if you guys, I know majority of you guys watching from Michigan, you guys are have to watch that Wednesday, Thursday time from just a bit closer. All right, this is a NAM model. Like I said here, you can see it's much further south, but the environment does creep up in there into Michigan. So we're going to keep an eye on southern Michigan there, especially. If anything updates for you guys, especially and also in Ohio and Wisconsin, we'll update you guys immediately. But again, things will change a lot here. So we're going to wait till we have more confidence to advertise any risk whatsoever. CSU learning model, the computer model that kind of throws out a probability of severe weather starting with Tuesday. Like I said, Monday didn't run for some reason. So Tuesday, the brighter colors there, the yellow indicates a 15 to 30% probability of severe weather. We see it's well off to the south of Michigan, stays to the west of most of Ohio there. It does creep up into western Ohio, but mainly going to be concerned here for Indiana, Illinois. As we get into Wednesday, that does shift a little bit further north there. So Wisconsin, Southwest Michigan, North Indiana, most of central and western Ohio getting in on any type of severe risk. And then also getting into the Thursday timeframe, South Michigan, most of Ohio, most of Indiana, parts of Illinois, getting in on the higher probability here of perhaps some severe weather. So overall takeaway here, expect an active week here for the region. All states are under the gun, although we're going to start the week off probably going to be tied to Illinois, Indiana, perhaps Southwest Ohio. Midweek, the entire region should be on alert, especially for you guys up in northern Indiana, South Michigan, Northwest Ohio, and North Central Illinois, and perhaps South Wisconsin. All right, I'll turn it over to the comment sections here. What's up, Kevin? I am feeling a bit better. I'm still dealing with some mucus hanging around there below my nose. I'm getting that out, but I am doing okay for the most part. What's up, Jess? What's up, Devin? Do you think we get a strong tornado? Devin, that is not going to be a possibility. I do not think strong tornadoes are going to come out of this system. It's mainly going to be brief, weak tornadoes if anything happens. So overall, I would not be concerned for anything strong. I do have concern, though, for perhaps damaging winds upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour, which can be equivalent to weaker tornadoes. So that's definitely going to be a concern here for the most part for every single day. But again, any strong tornadoes? Probably not. What's up, Alan? If you guys got questions, feel free to drop those in chat here. But otherwise, that's all I got to give to you guys. So just expect an active week upcoming. We'll have our updates posted to the page. It's going to be a little bit quieter for Michigan for the most part. So we'll have more updates for you guys on the GLSCM page, as well as ISN, as well as OSN as well. So stay tuned to those pages. Yes, Kenny, it's going to be an active week. For you, Jas, down there in Southwest Michigan, I would definitely be on a little bit higher concern there for Wednesday and Thursday. I do think Monday and Tuesday will be off to your south here, and it's South Michigan in general. Overall, organized severe weather for Michigan will probably hold off until Wednesday, Thursday, but still a lot of uncertainty there. Nothing is set in stone. So do expect a lot of shifting, a lot of changes to this forecast. We're just kind of hopping on here to give you guys an update that a potential active, well, not potential, it's likely going to be an active week coming up for the region. Yeah, Northeast Ohio, for right now, appears to escape the majority of this. I'd be more concerned for your Thursday, perhaps Wednesday. I think Thursday is going to be your day to watch up there in Northeast Ohio. No problem. Anna? So there are 3 Shorewoods. There's a Shorewood, Wisconsin, Illinois, as well as Ohio. So which one are you from? I can answer this in a little bit briefer, perhaps direct form. Timing on tomorrow for the risk areas is going to be late evening. Every single day this week will likely be into the later part of the afternoon into early evening, perhaps overnight as well. But exact timing, anything past tomorrow is kind of like a guess. But I would expect the late evening time frame, late afternoon to early evening time frame would be the centered, favored time frame for severe weather. But tomorrow, for the majority of you guys in Indiana, Illinois, expect it to happen after 5 p.m. I don't see any more questions rolling in here. So if there are no more questions, I'll probably pop out of here. We'll have a forecast up for you guys on GLSCM. There's already one up on ISN. We'll update that tomorrow morning, perhaps tonight as well, if anything updates. But overall, expect a forecast, a little bit of a synopsis post on GLSCN by the time you get to sunset tonight. I'll look out for that for you guys in the region. So with that being said, I'm going to pop out of here. I'll have an update for you guys tomorrow. So be sure to stay tuned for that, as well as your SPC NWS forecast, as well as other trusted sources across the region. So with that being said, stay safe, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.